So, Nan, how did you get into coaching, and why is it important to you?
Well, there's a short answer and a long answer. The short answer, I guess, is I worked for more than 30 years in the not-for-profit sector, and I was always the go-to person when people had problems, when they had, issues going on, whether at work or at home or whatever, whether it was staff, volunteers, colleagues in other organizations. People always came to me to talk to, and they always seemed to go away feeling better. So I knew I had something, going on. And I always have wanted to help people. I know that I needed my work to be, in the service of others, that it wasn't all about making money. It wasn't just about the work itself. It had to have meaning, and I needed to feel fulfilled. And I discovered early on in my career that I was a type A personality. Mm-hmm. I was one of those driven perfectionists, the workaholics, and I always put the work first. I always strove to have everything absolutely perfect, which of course was ridiculous. And what happened was I ignored all the symptoms of stress that was, happening. My body was giving me signals and symptoms, and I was just pushing through the pain, trying to be Miss Perfect. And I ended up in a hospital emergency room requiring emergency surgery. And my husband and my 2 kids, who were teenagers at the time, were told that I would likely not survive that surgery. And
it really puts things in perspective.
Oh, no kidding. I mean, my selfishness put them through a night of hell, and I had, just my stubbornness to be perfect. So I swore that I would do things differently and that I would change my habits. So I walked away from that, executive world, and I found coaching. And since then, I've never had to work a day in my life, as they say, when you love what you do. And I have been able to change my habits. I now refer to myself as a recovering perfectionist and procrastinator. And I've even written a book, the top 10 strategies for type A coaches to overcome perfection and procrastination. I've developed a program around it. It really changed my life so much for the better.
Yeah, because you're saying that's a really big problem, is people are just worrying about all the minutiae, not following their passion.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So many people working in jobs they hate and, living with stress all the time in their lives, and striving for something that's just unattainable and always makes them feel bad about themselves.
And so what do you feel is the best first step for people to take when they're noticing their levels of stress or they're not doing something they're passionate about? Do you provide any specific advice on that?
Oh, like I say, I've got 10 strategies. The first stop is stop trying to be perfect. It doesn't exist, It's helping people to learn to work through the analysis paralysis. Mm-hmm. When you're a perfectionist, you think you have to do the whole thing all at once, all perfectly, when really all you have to do is just take one small step at a time and learn how to say no, and learn how to prioritize and be open to outcome. And I've learned so many lessons, and I definitely help people learn how to work through the process and the strategies for learning new habits.
Yeah, and sometimes no is a really tough word to say.
Oh boy, yeah. Yeah, especially when you're a type A, because you're always afraid you're going to miss something, important, and you want to be liked, and you don't want to, have people feel badly about you and so forth. So yeah, it's hard.